In this video, we are going to talk about commands and functions, what they are, and how you can use them. In Ubot, a script is comprised of a series of commands. That is why the scripting area says drag commands here. This is an example of an alert command. A command is something that performs an action. When I press run, the alert command is going to trigger, and the action that it will perform is displaying a message to the user. The primary purpose of a command is to perform an action. Now, a function's primary purpose is to return data. As you can see in the scripting area, it says drag commands here, and it doesn't say drag functions here. When I try to do that, it actually won't let me drop that here. Only commands can be used directly within the scripting area, and functions can be used within commands or within other functions. Functions are used to return data to a command so that a command can perform an action on that data. I'm going to drag the URL function into the message parameter of the alert command and hit OK. What this is going to do is it's going to return the current browser URL to the command. The command is then going to perform the action of displaying the window to the user when I click run. So as you can see, the function and the command work together. The function's purpose is to return data, in this case to a command. And the purpose of the command is to perform an action. In this case, it's displaying a window which contains the browser URL that the function returned. Notice that the commands are mostly blue. They're also sometimes gray or black. I'm going to drag out a comment. Just hit OK. I'm going to also look in the bot bank for the unit testing commands. And as you can see, here's 3 different styles of what a command may look like. One thing you can notice that they all have in common, they don't start with a special character. Now, functions, on the other hand, are green. They're always green, and they always start with a $sign. Data types are different colors, and they always start with a special character as well. I'm going to drag a new variable in, name it var. As you can see, it starts with a $sign. I'm going to drag a new list in, name it list. As you can see, that starts with a $sign. And I'm going to drag a new table in, call it table, and that starts with an ampersand. And notice they're also different colors. Variables, lists, and command and tables are always going to be the same color. So all your variables are going to be purple, all of your lists are going to be pink, and all of your tables are going to be this yellowish color. Like functions, data types cannot be dragged directly into the scripting area. So if I hit OK, and now we have a new variable, a new list, and a new table, I can't drag any of those directly into the scripting area. So only commands can go there. These data types are also returning data to the commands or functions, and actions can be performed using that data. When you want to know what a command or a function does, you can mouse over it, and it will give you a short description of what that command or function is supposed to do. Note that this is not the case for plugins. So only native commands and functions are going to have these short descriptions. Some commands are container commands, which means that they can hold other commands, such as the loop command. You can tell if it's a container command because it will say drag commands here within the command. So I can just specify a number of cycles, and I can actually now drag our alert command within the loop. And then I can drag as many other commands as I'd like within this loop as well. As you can see, I drag this if command in. And this also has a container commands, which I can drag more commands into if I wish. Let's get rid of all this. Now you cannot drag commands into the command parameters text boxes here. So I cannot drag a weight into the number of cycles. However, that is an area where you can drag functions and data types. So I could drag any function into here, and even within the function parameters, I can drag more functions, so we can just keep stacking functions. Now, within these parameters, I can drag any of the data types as well. So I can drag a variable, I can drag a list, or I can drag a table, and all of that works. So to recap, a script is made up of commands. The commands perform the actions that the script takes. Commands can accept functions or data types as parameters. The purpose of functions is to return data to commands or other functions. As we continue learning more about Ubot Studio, the roles of commands and functions will become more obvious. That's all you need to know about commands and functions for today. Next, we'll talk about data types.